What if I told you? Most people don't ruin their lives overnight. They do it slowly, through the decisions they avoid making. Not the big dramatic choices, but the quiet ones. The ones they delay, ignore, escape from. By the time they realize it, it's too late. Time is gone. Opportunities are gone. And they're left with one terrifying thought. I knew better, but I didn't act. Before the age of 50, life doesn't ask for perfection. It demands clarity, the courage to choose what most people are too afraid to face. Because every decision you postpone is silently shaping your future. And here's the truth. You're already becoming someone, either by design or by default. Welcome to Stoic Hypnosis, where hard truths set you free. In this video, we break down 7 Stoic decisions that will determine who you become before it's too late. Now, let's get started. Decision 1. Decide who you are, or the world will decide for you. Most people never consciously decide who they are. They drift. They absorb expectations from family, society, fear, and slowly become a version of themselves they never chose. This is the first and most dangerous mistake, because if you don't define your identity, you will live a life designed by others. The Stoics understood this deeply. Your identity is not something you find, it is something you forge. Before 50, you must decide. What do I stand for? What do I tolerate? What kind of man or woman am I becoming? Without this clarity, every decision becomes confusion. But once you define yourself, everything aligns. Your actions sharpen, your boundaries strengthen, your direction becomes clear. Decide who you are, not based on comfort, but on truth. Because a life without identity is not freedom. It is quiet surrender. Decision 2. Decide what you will no longer accept. Your life does not change when you want more. It changes when you refuse less. Most people tolerate things that slowly destroy them. Toxic environments, weak habits, empty routines, meaningless distractions. They wait for motivation, for the right moment, for something external to push them forward. But nothing changes. The Stoic path is different. It begins the moment you say, enough, enough wasting time, enough betraying your own potential, enough living below your standards. This decision is powerful because it creates immediate clarity. When you know what you will no longer accept, your behavior shifts instantly. You remove what drains you. You protect what matters. You stop negotiating with weakness. Before 50, you must draw a line. Not someday, not later, but now. Because every day you tolerate what is wrong, you reinforce it. Decision 3. Decide to master your mind, not your circumstances. Most people spend their lives trying to control the outside world, chasing better conditions, easier paths, perfect timing. But the Stoics knew something most people ignore. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond, and that changes everything. Before 50, you must make this decision clearly to stop blaming, stop reacting, and start mastering your mind. Because your thoughts shape your reality. Your reactions shape your future. If you are ruled by emotions, distractions, and impulses, your life will always feel unstable. But when you train your mind to remain calm, focused, and disciplined, you become unshakable. This is true power, not control over the world, but control over yourself. And once you have that, nothing outside of you can break you. Before we move on, take a second to reflect. Which of these decisions have you been avoiding? Defining who you are, setting your standards, or mastering your mind? Be honest with yourself. Then drop your answer in the comments below. Your perspective might not only help you, it could wake someone else up too. If this message is hitting deeper than expected, consider subscribing to support the channel and keep this kind of powerful content coming. Now, let's continue. Decision 4. Decide to let go of what you cannot control. Most suffering does not come from reality. It comes from resistance. People exhaust themselves trying to control outcomes, other people, or situations that were never in their power to begin with. And in doing so, they lose control of the one thing that matters: themselves. The Stoics made a clear distinction: what is in your control and what is not. Before 50, you must fully accept this truth. Because the moment you stop fighting what you cannot change, you reclaim your energy. Your focus sharpens. Your mind becomes lighter. Let go of the need to control everything. Control your effort, your attitude, your response. That is enough. And strangely, when you stop forcing life, life begins to flow differently in your favor. Decision 5. Decide to value. Time over comfort. Time is the only currency you can never earn back. Yet most people spend it carelessly, chasing comfort, avoiding effort, delaying action. They choose what feels good now instead of what builds a better future. And slowly, silently, time slips away. The Stoic mindset forces you to confront this reality. Every moment is an exchange. Before 50, you must decide. Will you trade your time for comfort or for growth? Because you cannot have both at the same level. The unstoppable choose growth. They choose discomfort with purpose. They invest their time intentionally, knowing that every hour either builds them or weakens them. When you start valuing time properly, your priorities change instantly. You waste less, you act more, and your life begins to accelerate. Decision 6. Decide to walk your own path, even alone. At some point, growth becomes lonely, not because you are losing people, but because you are outgrowing environments, mindsets, and conversations that no longer align with who you are becoming. Most people fear this stage, so they shrink themselves to fit in. They stay comfortable, accepted, stuck. But the Stoic path requires courage, the courage to walk alone if necessary. Before 50, you must decide, will you follow the crowd or follow your truth? Because you cannot do both. Walking your own path means facing doubt, silence, and sometimes misunderstanding. But it also means freedom, clarity, authenticity. And in time, you will realize something powerful. You were never truly alone. You were just ahead. Decision 7. Decide to act now, not someday. Someday is the most dangerous lie people tell themselves. It feels safe. It feels reasonable. But it is a trap, because someday never arrives. Life does not wait for you to be ready. It moves forward with or without your decision. And before you realize it, years have passed. With nothing changed. The Stoics lived with urgency, not panic, but awareness. They understood that time is limited and action is required. Before 50, you must make this final decision to stop waiting, stop overthinking, stop delaying the life you already know you should be living. Start now. Start imperfect. Start small, but start. Because action creates momentum, and momentum creates transformation. The life you want is not in the future. It begins the moment you decide to move. Conclusion. By now you've seen it clearly. Life is not shaped by chance, but by decisions. Not the loud, obvious ones, but the quiet choices you make every single day. And the truth is, most people already know what they should do. They just delay it. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect mindset, the perfect conditions. But that moment never comes, and time keeps moving. The deeper lesson is this: clarity without action is self-betrayal. It's not enough to understand these decisions. You must live them. Start with one, just one decision you've been avoiding. Define who you are. Raise your standards. Take control of your mind. Then act on it today, not tomorrow. Because your future is not waiting for you. It is being created by what you do right now. If this message resonated with you, consider subscribing to support the channel and keep this kind of powerful content coming. Now ask yourself, what will you decide today? Thank you for taking the time to watch until the end of the video. See you in the next videos.